Hello everyone, this is the second part of my video tutorial for Exe Learning. So now we're going to learn how to create interactive material for our students using the different iDevices provided in this program. So we have them here on the left. See, we have interactive activities. We have this menu here. If we click, we have various options. So we're going to take a look at each of them and see what we can do with them. So I'm just going to use a basic page here. First we'll see close activity. Okay, just like with other modules or devices here, you have some spaces that you can customize. We have a title bar. You can leave it blank, or you can write a title that you want. There's a space for instructions. See that when you click here, you have the text editor, so you can modify everything you need. For example, if you're going to design a video watching activity or a listening comprehension activity, you can insert the video or the audio here, and there is a space for the actual text of this activity. So we can use full screen. Okay, I'm gonna copy a bit of text from an online article I have here. For example, how caffeine affects the body. I'm just going to highlight a few paragraphs. I'm going to copy the text and paste text here. See that it's copying the format from the website I took it from, but you can highlight it and remove the format, and remove formatting, and you can play with the options. See that you have boldface, you can center the title, change the color. It has a few hyperlinks, so I can highlight all the text and unlink. So now I only have text in a basic format. I'm going to exit the full screen view, because you have this button that it's only visible when the full screen is not on. So in a close activity, you can delete words that the students have to complete. Then there's a space for you to write some feedback. If not, the program will add some predetermined feedbacks. We have strict marking, check capitalization. For example, if the students have to write proper nouns or anything that needs to be capitalized, and there's instant marking. So what we're going to do here is to highlight words that we want to delete and have our students write. So we have this basic instruction: read the paragraph below and fill in the missing words. You can change it and write your own instructions here. Right now I'm just going to show you, for example, okay, I highlight this word and then this one, and click on hide or show. And hide. Right now, the words that you hide will only look as if they were underlined. You need to click on done to view what the students will see. See? Now we have these gaps, and the students have to type. Once they have written down all the words, they click on submit, and they will see the feedback. There's something else that you can do with close. For example, in language learning activities, I'm going to add another page here and use close again. Okay, you have the traditional language learning exercises. Student okay, so the students will have to write this, so you hide and hide, and probably in this case you will need to customize the instructions. Complete the following statements by using the right form of the verb be. See that I can keep on adding more statements. I'm just going to leave it like that so you see the product. Just click and say students write and then submit. So if the answer is right, it will be highlighted in green. If it's wrong, it will be highlighted in red, and students may restart the activity and make any necessary corrections. Okay. And see that you could design other types of activities. For example, exercises in which students have to combine sentences. For example, this is a book, it is on the table, so they have to use an adjective clause. So this is the book that is on the table, so you highlight all of this and click on done, and then students will have to write the new version of the sentence that combines these two. Of course, you will need to provide clear instructions and which connector or that students have to use, whether it's that, which, who, so on. Okay, we have drop down activity. It's similar to close. In this case, instead of having just blanks, the students will have a drop-down menu with all the words that have been deleted. So, for example, we have this other part, caffeine routines, and you copy that and you paste it here where it says text. Okay, I'm going to use full screen. I'm just going to remove any hyperlinks. I'm going to center this, exit full screen, and I'm going to randomly hide a few words for you to see what happens. You have this tolerance, this other word that brain, enzyme, this. I'm not doing this in a particular pattern. I'm just hiding words randomly just for you to see what happens. Okay, so this was the first close activity. Now this is a drop down, and see, you have a drop down menu, so students select the words and click on check. See, for example, I just selected words randomly and they were wrong, so they appear in red. If they are right, they will appear in green. We have a GeoGebra activity. That's for math. That's not my area of expertise, so we're going to skip that and continue with interactive video. Okay, going to include this. Okay, there are two ways in which you can work with interactive video. If you have a downloaded video on your computer, you can look for the file here and add it to the activity. Or if you have a YouTube URL, for example, I have this about the myth of Hades and Persephone. It's a TED Talk. So I paste the link here. Okay, now there's a crucial step. Once make sure you have the right URL for the video you want to use, and you need to open the editor. Okay, it's asking me to save the changes. I'm gonna save the changes just in case something wrong happens. Let's call it exercise 2. Okay, see, if I click on done, then you get this frame here. This video has no interactive slides, so you need to edit again and open the editor. So the editor will allow you to include different kinds of content. So for example, there's a button for help. You can create a cover. Let's use a generic. Oh, let's say let's call it mythology instead of something generic. Let's call it mythology video watching activity. Yes, create the cover updated. Okay, we have edit slides and create a slide. So first we need a slide. And there are different types of slides. And you can customize when you want the content to be displayed in the student's screen. For example, let's say 10 seconds, just to see it soon. Okay, this is a text slide, so you could insert some clarification or some rhetorical question. For example, what do you think will happen next? And you create slide, and you can click on accept. See, they have this save and exit. I'm gonna save it. Okay, let's exit and see what happens. I'm gonna click on done. Okay, you have a title, short description. So you start. So 10 seconds and we will have a slide.
Every year before the ancient Greeks.
Okay, you see, the video stopped because I selected 10 seconds, and you say, what do you think will happen next? So you could have some discussion. Of course, I'm not using any format in particular right now. I'm just showing you the main features of this tool. So you can create another slide. So there's an image slide. So here you insert an image in case you want to include something that the students can relate to the video. There's single choice. For example, question, what did they do? And after 1 minute. And here you write the possible answers. Okay, so here you write, you mark the right answer. So you click right answer. Okay. Create slide and say okay, accept. You can save the changes just to make sure that you're not losing any of the information. So there's single choice and multiple choice. Multiple choice is pretty similar to the previous one. You have the space for the question and for the answer, but in this case more than one answer can be picked. So you select all the possible answers that are acceptable. In this case, there's fill in the blank. Again, see, to create a blank, see, strike through the words to complete. It's case sensitive. Okay, see it after 2 minutes, and it says strike through. Okay, so for example, this you highlight it and strike through. So this will become a blank, and students will have to type the missing word. So you create slide, accept, a drop down activity. So you write text and the different choices. For example, the drop down menu will appear if you used strike through. There's this module for matching pairs. So you have instructions here and pairs. So this is column A and column B. So this will be the pairs that have to be matched. You have scramble list. Again, you have a question or a statement and a list. So you write the list in the order that it has to be. You can add up to 6 items and you create a list based on the content of the video. Once you're satisfied with all the slides, then you can click on save and exit. If you make any mistakes, see that there's this button for editing the slides. So I'm going to save the changes, okay, and exit and click on done. Now I have this video watching activity. Of course, nothing makes sense in my video watching activity because I'm not paying attention to the content of the video itself. You would first have to watch the video carefully and time the important moments in the video for you to think of possible questions or activities to give your students to do as they watch the video. Okay, that's interactive video. We have multiple choice. So you write the question here. You may write a hint here. And see, there's only a space for one option, but you can add another option and add another question. Okay. For example, if it's a question based on a reading, so what's your favorite color? So you write, okay, green, but that's choice 1. You need to add another option. Okay, let's imagine it's purple. So there's this checkbox here. So you mark it, and that will be question 1. So you need to add another question. So you follow the same procedure. Just add the question, add the options, mark the right option, and you keep on going. So you click on done. So that's multiple choice. Here's For example, you mark purple and you see correct option. If you mark any of the others, you see wrong. That is, depends on how you configure the answers. I'm going to add just another page here. We have multi-select. So in this case, more than one choice can be picked. So, for example, you can have a question, what should you bring to a party? Okay, so let's make cake, and yeah, it's a correct option. What else? Okay, candles. Maybe soda. And let's write it, a bike. Okay, maybe you could, but probably we're thinking of basic items that you normally find at a party. And see, you can add another question and add other options and so on. Once you're satisfied, you click on done. And then in this case, of course, you would need to write instructions. Okay, mark all the options that apply, or as many as are applicable to the situation. So you mark this, and click on show feedback. You see, correct. If they mark one they are not supposed to, you see, okay, let's try again. We have Scorm Quiz. Scorm Quiz is just like a regular multiple choice item. The only difference is that it will collect the students' responses and will generate some statistics. That's for platforms that may collect information from an activity generated by Exe Learning. For example, a Moodle-based platform. So if you're interested in using this as an actual summative assessment activity on a virtual platform, you could try Scorm Quiz. But yeah, Scorm Quiz will look just like multiple choice. So at first sight, you will not see any real difference. For example, if you click on Scorm Quiz, see, it looks just like multiple choice, and you select only the pass rate, but the information will be recorded on the platform, especially if it's a Moodle-based platform. I'm going to eliminate it. Yes. Now we have scrambled list. So here you write the instructions, and you can write a title. For example, it could be a cooking recipe. So if you only arrange the steps in the correct order. Yeah, for example, yeah, I have some sample cooking instructions here. Just for example, 4. You can have up to 15. You can customize this button, check right, and then you have to click on done, and the students will have to use these arrows to rearrange the sequence. Okay, once they think it's in the right order, they click on check. Is it sorry, the right answer is, and then we have the right sequence. Finally, we have true false. It's a regular format you're familiar with. You have the instructions, read the following statements, and mark true or false as corresponding. Okay. For example, a polar bear is white, so you mark it true. You can have feedback, customized feedback, a hint, and see there's a button for adding another question. So you can keep on adding more true false items. So click on done. So it's true, see, correct. So these are the different interactive activities that you can design right from Exe Learning. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful, and if you check the description of this video, you will see some videos that describe different ways in which you can publish or otherwise share the materials that you design with Exe Learning.